I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Should I buy a house in 2019 or should I wait on the sidelines, see what the market does, maybe wait for a better buying opportunity and a price correction? That's what's on a lot of people's minds. It's a question that I get asked pretty much weekly from my clients and other people that I'm meeting with. So I saw a poll here. I saw several of these that have been picked up on my Twitter feed and a couple of the blogs that I follow. How detailed these surveys are, I'm not sure, and what the source is and how many people they polled. But and I saw these same polls that were done back in 2012, 2013, which was the last time we had a slowdown here and a correction in the Vancouver market. But it was a poll asking people, would you buy a condo or a home today, or would you think you'd be better off waiting? And the poll that I saw, it was 74% of the people said wait, don't buy now, and 26% said buy now. You're qualified and can get the mortgage, and if you find the right house. So that doesn't surprise me. I knew that number would be high. What did surprise me, and I can tell people, back in 2012, I saw similar polls to this that were higher than this. Back in 2012, it was more like 82% of the people polled in late 2012 said stay on the sidelines, don't buy. It was only about 18% back then. So I don't know what that means. Whether people are getting smarter, maybe they're figuring out, hey, it is pretty tough to time a market. Maybe they got burnt the last time around, because let's face it, if they said back in 2012 it's better to wait, 82% did. Yeah, they were right for about 3 or 4 months. The market ended up in a slow descent, dropped about 8 or 12%. And then in spring 2013, off she went, and she's never looked back. Market's up since then, probably anywhere between 80, 75 to 100%. So there was probably some people that remember the last correction we had here, and rather than 82% saying stay put, stay on the sidelines, it's down now to 74. But the bottom line is, 3/4 of the people are going to tell you, and there's nothing wrong with it, is they're going to say wait for a better opportunity. So let me go through kind of the pros and cons to both. And there's no right or wrong answer here. Remember, as I always say here, I'm a realtor, I'm a marketer, I sell properties, but I don't have any biases. I've always told the straight goods on my blog here. Whether you want to buy in 2016, 2017, 2018, or wait, it's totally up to you. Go back and watch my blogs from 6, 7, 8 years ago. I do a blog like this every year. If 2019 is going to be the year to buy. If it is, great. I'll go through the reasons why it's probably not a bad idea. If you want to wait for a better opportunity, nothing wrong with that either. A lot of it depends on your personal situation, where you're at, what your current housing situation is, what you're paying for rent, etc., etc. So, for the waiting crowd, you want to sit on the sidelines here. Nothing wrong with that. We are showing early signs now of the market starting to cool. Condo prices, especially the one bedrooms, one in dens, things priced under $750, have really not come off much in price yet. A little bit, 1 or 2%, pretty small. As you go up the food chain, though, of course, prices are off anywhere from 5 to 10%, 15% if you're looking to buy a detached or more. So if you want to wait, no problem. You'll probably get a better opportunity perhaps in 2019. But keep in mind, the better opportunity is going to come at a cost. And chances are the reduced price on the purchase is probably going to be a result of more interest rate hikes. So sure, if you wait till, let's say, fall of 2019 to buy, that Yaletown condo could be off 30 or 35K. But at the same time, your interest rate might go from 3.5% to 4.5%. So when you crunch the numbers on it, that $35,000, that extra 1% you're going to pay over the next 25 years or more, it's pretty much a wash, I think. The other thing by waiting is things can change. You could get some more mortgage tightening. You could get some more restrictions on being able to qualify for a mortgage. Let's face it, it's never been easy to get a mortgage in Vancouver, and it's just getting tougher and tougher every single year. So by waiting, you never know. But the other thing is, it depends a lot on your situation. So I'll give you a couple of real life stories I've had here. I've had a few people this summer and this fall contact me about buying their first place, a condo in Vancouver. Now, a couple of times here I've told people maybe you are better to wait, and it depends on your situation. I'll give you a couple of examples here. Had a young girl, she was still living at home, was comfortable living at home, still in the process really of saving for her down payment. Now, she was pre-qualified for about $515,000, $520,000, wanted to be in Vancouver. Now, at that price range, and I blogged about this before, we could get her into the market. However, it's a pretty crowded space in that $500,000, $520,000, $550,000 price range. There's a lot of people like her that are kind of squeezed into that starter level condo market for downtown. My advice to her would be she's living at home, she's not paying any rent, she's okay staying there for another year or two. Maybe keep banking your money, save as much as you can, see if we can get you up a little bit more in price to buy a little bit better unit. Better location, maybe a younger unit. Instead of 25 years old, we can get her a 10 or 12-year-old condo. The fact of the matter is she's not paying any money in rent, she's living at home, she's comfortable there. In that situation, maybe it's not a bad idea to wait. The other situations I get all the time from people that will call me up and say, Owen, want to buy a condo, I'm pre-approved, looking for a one bedroom and den, under $700K. Then they'll go on to say, you know, if I buy this unit today at $700, what do you think I could sell it for a year or two from now? Because their plan is they're not planning on staying in Vancouver for more than 2 or 3 years, and we're probably looking to sell. And how much capital gain am I going to get? And I have to tell them at that time, unless you can commit to an 8 to 10 year hold, that's always been my golden rule, you're better off just staying renting. You know, you need that 8 to 10 year window. You know, time in the market, you know, real estate is forgiving if you just give it some time, or at least have a backup plan. That if you have to move in 3 years and the market's down, it's off 10 or 15%, it's a buyer's market, you can rent that unit for a year or two until the market recovers and then sell it. So it's foolproof. But if you don't have that holding period or don't have the ability to hold it and rent it, then again, stay renting. Another time that it might be better just to wait is if you do have a sweetheart deal. You've got a cheap rent. Maybe you're sharing a house with someone and your rent is $500 a month. Maybe you're living at home. You're comfortable there. In those situations, you know, you don't have a gun to your head. Some people do. Some people get transferred here, them and their family, and they need a house. Renting isn't a great alternative to pay $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Or the guy that's renting a $2,300 one bedroom and now can get qualified, has the down payment funds. I would advise them to just buy if you've got that holding period. And that's the advantage to buying. You know, if you can qualify for the mortgage, if you've got the down payment, and you've left yourself a buffer for mortgage rate hikes, you have to be able to comfortably buy and hold the property for 8 to 10 years. If you find the right property and you can negotiate a price on it, which you can now, right subjects, then why not just buy it? Buy it, live in it for 8 or 10 years, you won't look back on it. It'll be one of the best decisions you've made. But I know there's going to be people from the wait camp that are going to be saying here and blog and commenting, why would anyone buy today? When next year you can buy that same condo for $30K or $40K less. Maybe that's the story. Maybe you will. But again, look at those other situations, the interest rate hikes, being able to qualify for the mortgage. Real estate should always be purchased with a long-term horizon. I can't stress it enough. So, but whether you want to wait or you want to buy now, it's a personal decision, and a lot of it depends on your personal situation, what you're currently paying for rent. Are you living at home? What is your budget? Are you squeezed into that 500, 550K price range, or can you get up into the 700, high sixes and buy a bit better quality unit? Now, the other disclaimer I'll put on here is a lot of the wait crowd that'll say, I'll just wait, the 73% that are saying wait, let's be real here. I've talked about this many times before. The vast majority of those people that are saying wait will wait forever. They are not in a position to be able to buy a condo in Vancouver, and newsflash, they never will. I'm just giving you the tough love here, the straight up truth. Let's be real here. They're never going to be able to buy a condo. Because let's face it, to buy a condo in Vancouver, or buy a condo even in Richmond or Burnaby, anywhere in the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board, you got to have your shit together. You know, buying a home in the Lower Mainland is not a right. You're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to sacrifice for it. You're going to have to hustle. You're going to have to be ambitious. You're going to have to save your down payment, your 50, 60, 70, 80K, depending on what you want to buy and where you want to buy it. And you're going to have to get pre-qualified for a mortgage, which is tough. And you're going to have to keep a good job, a good high-paying job, to keep that mortgage. So you got to have your stuff together. And the vast majority, I think we all know, of the people that are on the sidelines saying, wait for a crash, wait for this big correction that they've been calling for 30 years. Most of them, as I've blogged about many times, will never be in a position to be able to capitalize on any correction we get anyways. So for the life of me, I don't know why they complain. Just move on with your life. Stay renting. If you don't want to buy a house and get ahead, no problem. Life isn't about money. I talk about it in great detail in my book. If you want to stay a renter, that's up to you. You know all the baggage that goes along with being a renter, and you know that if you're going to rent a typical one-bedroom in Vancouver here over the next 25 or 30 years, you're going to become a lifetime renter, you're going to drop $1 million on housing. That $1 million is going to go to your landlord. It's going to make your landlord rich. But if you want to buy, live in a city like Vancouver or the surrounding suburbs, you're going to have to work for it. It's not a right. You're going to have to earn it. And whether you want to buy that condo today, which is what I would tell you to do, I would say once you've got the money, you're pre-approved, we find you the right unit, you can comfortably afford it, and you can live in it for 8 to 10 years minimum, let's buy it. Let's pull the trigger. That's what I do. If you want to wait, no problem. And in some cases, with the scenarios I outlined, you're living at home, you've got a sweetheart deal on rent, or maybe what you are pre-approved for right now is in a tight range here. It's in a tough market, that entry-level condo market. Maybe wait another year. Call me next fall. Either way, I'm here. That's the thing. We can do business today, or we can do business a year or two down the road. It's amazing how many people have been watching my blogs for 5, 6, 7 years. And then this is the year they call me and we do business. So that's why I don't have any biases. I know the people that watch my blog here that want to buy a property, you're going to need a realtor. You may as well hire the best. One that knows the downtown market. And that's the other thing. Don't buy just anything, like I've always blogged about. Moving forward in 2019 and 2020, if we get better buying opportunities here, and if it maybe even shifts into a buyer's market, all the more reason to hire a pro. If you want to buy a downtown Vancouver condo, hire a downtown Vancouver realtor that knows every strata, knows the good ones, the bad ones, knows what the price is and how to negotiate the best deal for you. Using your Uncle Bob or your beer league buddy isn't going to get you there. But wait now, buy now, or wait. There's no right or wrong answer. But the bottom line is, for me and most of my clients and most of the savvy investor clients that I have that just systematically buy every couple of years, that's generally the best way to go. Don't try and time markets. If you get the right unit at the right price, you can comfortably hold it, put a tenant in it, or live in it as your principal residence, go for it. But if you want to wait and try and time a market, get a better opportunity, that's fine too. Give me a call when you're ready, and we'll go from there. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.